Hello, happy Wednesday. Get over the hump with hope. Sorry, I just got finished working out. It's probably not the best time to do this, but the baby's sleeping, so everything I got to get done gets done in this time frame. So forgive me for the, whatever's going on here. But be encouraged today. I have just a short little, 5-minute message to bring hope. And a lot of time hope goes with truth, and because truth sets us free. And when we get set free, hope enters our heart because we can see clearly. So today I hope more than anything you receive clarity and on your walk and your purpose and maybe what you're going through in this season. So I would like to start off with, I work with women in the jail, and I also just mentor women through struggle with addiction and things of that nature, and trauma, period. One of the things that every person that's come to me, what they start with is a story. They tell me this story, whether it's they were abused when they were a child, their father left them, their parents got divorced, they lost their home, they didn't, they always moved around, there was no stability, right? We all have stories. And not negating those, not listening and, understanding those stories. But I'm here to tell you today, your story is not why you are where you are. What you believe about who you are is why you are where you are. And so it doesn't matter if there was this huge traumatic experience or if there was just a minor tragedy. If you both believe the same lie, you will get the same fruit, right? Just like a tree has roots and it comes into and grows fruit. The reason it's an apple tree is because it has apples hanging from it. So it's the same way. What you believe in the roots is what you will produce in your fruit. If you think you're unworthy, you think people are always going to leave you, if you think this and this, you will draw that. And in that, I have found more than anything a victim mentality. People come to me that they're the victim because they were the victim. And especially when it comes to child abuse, that is never your fault. That is unfair, it's evil, and it's wrong. That is not your fault or your part, but your part is to get healing in that area and get aligned with who you are and who created you. And so what I always like to start with when working with people is to get rid of their story, because it's about his story. And when we understand his story, we know our story from this point forward. So what I mean by that is this. So let's say you had once again, trauma in your childhood, and you start learning about Jesus, that he came to set you free from oppression and every evil thing, right? Part of that is forgiveness, right? You release judgment against the person, but how? This is where the victims they stay in victim mentality. They don't move through here. And right now in our world, this is where the majority of people that with this whole racial divide is where they're stuck right here in this victim mentality. They keep rehearsing what the enemy did to them. Well, if the white people didn't do this, or the black people didn't do this, or if that person didn't do this, right? They stay in that and they're unable to forgive. They may say, oh, I forgive them. But you can tell if you get anger and you hear about something and you get enraged on the inside, you have not forgiven that person, no matter how much you've confessed it. You have to release judgment that you made in the pain, whatever that painful experience was, that someone that hurt you. So you would say, God, I forgive them. And I also release the judgment of, I would have never done that. And I would never, that judgment that we make against people, like we judge them and say, I would never have done that. You were evil. You're condemned. You're this, you're that. And that's where the stronghold comes in our life, is the judgment we make within the pain. But when we can see we've been forgiven, and that forgiveness, true forgiveness from our heart, should be to everyone, because Jesus paid their penalty. They don't owe us a thing, okay? We're no longer the victim. And you can either be pitiful or powerful. You cannot be both. You're either moving towards God or away from him. There's no middle ground. There was a story about this doctor who is an atheist, and he was having surgery, ironically, and died. And when he died, he went into this deep vision, and he was on a fence, and he saw all these people on the fence that were wearing all white, and then you look down the other side of the fence and there were these all people dressed in different colors or whatever, and they all got taken away by this evil man, Satan. And so he was on the fence. He's like, whoo, and the Satan came back and took him and says, the fence is mine. So we have this world where they kind of have this gray area. I'm here to tell you today, if you're in unforgiveness, you're living in a victim mentality, and you're not going to be able to receive real hope, because deep down there's bitterness. Because when you have true hope, the hope is that you are really free, and everyone can be free. So I just kind of wanted to share that. Hopefully it helps with receiving hope, because our one true hope, right, keeps us anchored, Jesus. And so I hope this helps. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.